Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is actually December 22nd, so if it's your first time stopping by, thanks for stopping by. Also, before we start to go any farther guys, I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I don't know if I'll be able to post again before Christmas actually happens, so I hope you all have a great time with your family. Relax and have some time off from work, from school, whatever it may be, but thanks for being here. Today we're going to look at roll pans and whether or not they're actually usable and whether or not they actually run a truck. As you can see, we're over here, we're pretty well in the Christmas spirit. Funny story here, actually, I went to work yesterday and came out 30 minutes later and these were on my truck. So one of my coworkers decided to play a little prank with me, but I said, hey, let's rock them through Christmas. Might as well, right? So anyway, we're in the Christmas spirit over here. But on the other side of it, we are ready and set to put these guys on. This is gonna be next week. Basically, I've got a few days off right after Christmas. So I'm gonna try to get all of this in. So I've got my manifolds, I've got my blankets, got my up pipes, gaskets, etc., etc. So it's ought to be pretty cool. These are actually a really neat piece, really heavy duty, and they'll just slip right around the manifold itself right there, and you wire them on. They provide the wires there to actually be able to suck them down tight. So it ought to just kind of clean up everything, keep them clean, and hopefully hold in that heat. But okay, to start this off, guys, I absolutely love roll pans. I love the way they kind of clean up the rear end of a truck. Just kind of, sorry, the truck is absolutely filthy. It's wintertime, and daily driver and clean are not two words that generally go together for Illinois in the wintertime. So anyway, I really love the way a roll pan looks. You know, it basically just smooths off the whole rear end of the truck, but there are some drawbacks to it. We'll go through those because it is actually something that's definitely worth considering when you're thinking about whether or not you want to put one of these on. So there's two things to really consider here. One is, what do you actually do with your vehicle, right? Now, if this is your work truck and you're out and you're stepping in and out of the bed all the time, you're loading up the bed, you're pulling trailers and that kind of stuff all the time, this might not be your best option for two reasons. The first one is, normally the hitch comes out and it sits about right here, right? You know, your bumper sits down, top of it's about right here, comes down to here, and then your hitch is right down here. And it's out just a little bit, right? So it makes it really easy to get to. You can easily just put a receiver in there, pin it in, trailers hook up to it really nice, you know, all that's just built in, ready to go. Also, your bumper, there we go. The bumper basically is a giant step, right? You can just step right on top. That's why they have the plastic on top of them, so that you can just step up on there, get in your bed, do whatever you want. You obviously do not have that. Now, I have the luxury of having rather wide tires, so that still works for me. I'm still, you know, young and agile, right? So I can just step up there and it's not a big deal. But the other biggest part and the most annoying part for me is trying to use my hitch.
Now, you guys know, if you watched my previous videos, I have a Big Hitch Products Class 4 behind the roll pan hitch, and this is a super sweet piece. It's all dirty right now, I know, the whole truck is dirty, but this is actually a really nice piece. It mounts basically in the factory locations, and it's really not bad at all. It's a Class 4 hitch, you know, it's heavy duty, it works great for sled pulling, blah, blah, blah. And so for that reason, I don't mind that, but the biggest issue is right here, right? So it sits just a little bit inside the roll pan, right? Which is fine, it makes it really nice. You can just put your license plate on right there and cover all of that up. But because it sits just a little bit back, it makes some hitches unusable.
To explain that, I basically just have to show you. So the first biggest, most annoying thing is that I basically have to remove my license plate every time I want to use my hitch, right? They do make a flip up one, basically a bracket that bolts here, and then your license plate bolts onto that. And it's spring loaded on the top, and it's not held in at the bottom, so you can just flip this up. When I put this on, I found that it actually scraped up the bottom of the license plate holder. Sorry, the license plate light. Maybe I could have adjusted a little bit, I don't know. But it just didn't really work very well. Plus, it's just always in the way. It's really annoying, to be totally honest. So I really didn't like it. And so for the limited amount that I actually haul trailers, I was like, well, this will be fine. So basically, the first thing I have to do is I have to take off all 4 of these bolts. Okay, so once the license plate's off, now obviously the hitch is exposed. Say it's a few inches back, it's about 1.5 inches back, which in and of itself isn't a problem, but then it puts the anchor point for your pin to actually lock in your receiver, it puts it a lot farther back, which makes some hitches unusable. So this is a 4-inch drop hitch, I think. Maybe it's only a 2. I think this is only a 2. So either way, a 2 or a 4 will work fine in here. You can just slip it in. Then the next issue. You have to take this, reach in from the back, and kind of slide it in out to kind of try to find where that hole was at. There we go. To be able to lock that in. And then obviously same thing, take your hitch pin, your clip, and lock that in from the back. And now you've got a hitch that's technically usable. It's also really close to your roll pan, so be very, very careful when you're hooking up to a trailer. You can just as easily accidentally go too far, be off a little bit, and end up banging up your roll pan, and then you just be ticked off because you just messed up the body of your truck, right? So that is fine. Now, if you look at this is a real short drop hitch, so it's not a big deal. But if you go to, like I say, a 6-inch drop hitch, which you might have to, because once again, you just moved up the hitch point of the truck. It used to be down here. Now it's up here, right? So you just added another 4 or 5 inches of height that you have to be able to get out of your trailer, which means that you probably need a 6-inch drop hitch to make up for that. The 6-inch drop hitches, I have one somewhere, but I can't find it for some reason. Has a gusset that comes down the bottom to support it, because it's so low and it needs an extra gusset to be able to support that extra weight. And that will hit this bottom side of the hole that they have here, making it so that you can't actually even get it in all the way. So the only option to do there is to make a slot there or get some custom hitch that are actually rather expensive. I'd love to have one, either a Genie hitch or a Rhino hitch or something like that. I'd love to get one of those, but I haven't yet. But either way, it makes it just a really big pain in the butt, quite frankly. Now, I don't tow that often, so I don't really care. Honestly, this is fine for the few times that I tow. I tow our boat during the summer. Sometimes I haul a skid loader trailer for work. Other than that, everything I do is gooseneck work. So, and obviously this has nothing to do with the gooseneck. Just put your tailgate down, put it in there, good to go. Put the tailgate up. Make sure you put the tailgate up. Anyway, guys, that's what we're working with. That's why I would say if you don't tow with your truck that much, if you don't actually haul that much, absolutely do a roll pan. They look sweet. I really love the way these look. But if you're using your truck all the time, if you're hauling a trailer quite a bit, I probably wouldn't get one, honestly. They become really kind of a bear. But once again, if you don't use it all the time, it looks cool, absolutely, go for it. So anyways, guys, moral of the story, it will absolutely run the usability of the rear end of your truck, So just one extra thing to think about when you're doing these. What do you actually do? Obviously they look cool. We all love for things to look cool, but sometimes there's a price to pay. So just think about that if you're thinking about getting one of these guys. One other note to add here, guys, real quick at the end, I don't want to throw Big Hitch products under the bus. They make an awesome product. They also make a hitch that are meant for roll pans, but the hitch receiver itself comes out just below the bottom of the roll pan, which kind of gets rid of a lot of these issues. So that's also one other thing you can think about if you do want one of these. I did not do that because basically it takes that entire 4x4 bar that's underneath there and hangs it down below the truck, right? So once again, it's a really heavy piece. It's really nice, but it kind of ruins the whole point of having a roll pan. The whole point was to clean up the rear end of the truck, right? And by putting that on there, it kind of defeats that purpose. So if you're going to do one, check yourself for what you're actually going for, right? It's not a bad option, but that will, could potentially be an issue for you. So anyways, guys, that's what I've got for today. Those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think of it. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And continue to keep following, guys. We are going to put these manifolds and up pipes on this week. Hopefully we'll see a difference. We'll see what actually can be seen from that, right? But it's exciting to actually be able to put some parts on that aren't just maintenance or replacement parts. So anyways, guys, that's what we've got. Thanks a lot.